disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Here we go. Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always is my podcast partner, Mike Gibbs. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Gene, what's going on, man?
Same old, same old. If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Inner Network. On Mondays, you got Raw with Mimi and Lump. Tuesday is CTE, the Chris and Travis Experience. Wednesday is us, and Mike. And Thursdays, you can scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. The Martial Arts Inner Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Mike, it's showtime.
Last Dragon, part 2 of 3.
Man, how you doing, Mike?
I'm good, man. Slow motion, easy little weekend. I made a little day trip up to Michigan. Saw my dad. I just woke up Saturday and was like, man, it's hot as hell here. And he's like, man, it's 91. Come on up to the pool. So I did a little day trip, hung out, got up Sunday morning and came back. Little day trip. That's it.
So you missed that massive storm that we had Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, I drove through it. So I left about 9 in the morning, and I caught, like, between Mason and Lansing, I caught, like, 10 minutes of it, and then I got on 69 and went south. So, yeah, you guys got hit, though. Yeah, I missed it. I left early enough. I was supposed to be on my motorcycle. So I seen the storm. Like, I was going to ride my motorcycle up because usually I ride my bike up, ride with my boys. I'll ride with my boys all weekend because I don't have, like, a lot of friends down here yet that ride. So I ride with my friends back home, and I said, hell no. I drove my car this weekend. I saw that storm coming. You guys got hit, man.
Yeah, man.
That would knock your internet out?
Yeah, man. I lost power Sunday afternoon, man. And I was laying on the couch watching movies, and I was kind of dozing off. And, I was like, oh, this feels good. A nice little breeze coming through the window. It's raining. I'm nice and relaxed. And then as I'm dozing off, man, I hear the wind picking up. And like my eyes were closed, but I can tell it is getting darker and darker. So I opened my eyes and looked out the window. And man, I could see the wind. That's how hard that wind was blowing. Like, it was blowing the rain, and you can see the wind. It looked like it was just grabbing water and making waves. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, man. And I looked out my back porch and looked at the tree that's behind my house. I was starting to get nervous. I was hoping this big-ass tree didn't fall on the house, because that wind was serious, man. And I took some pictures, man. It blew, like, around the corner from me. It blew some trees over onto Outer Drive. And I'm talking about, man, big, thick trees. Like, that shouldn't have been able to be blown over by wind. And the whole thing, like, you can see the roots and everything. It just snatched this whole tree and laid it across Outer Drive, man. I was thinking a tornado was coming. Honestly, I was like debating, like, man, do I need to go down to my basement? Because this wind is something serious, Have you ever been in a tornado?
Nope.
I have.
What?
Yes, I have, man. Literally like a real tornado. Like, now I wasn't in a house flying through the air like Dorothy and nothing like that. Like, it wasn't like that. But I was at school, and I was at Fair State, and this is like 98, 99, around that time. The tornado came right through the middle of the town and came right through the middle of campus, and it tore everything up. In Big Rapids, yeah, man. You can look it up. I'm quite sure you can find it on the internet or something. But it came between two buildings, and I was in one of the buildings. So I'm in the computer lab, because I was in class, and I'm doing some work, and my ears start popping, like how you do when you're on the airplane. My
Wow.
ears started popping, and I had on headphones. I was listening to music, and I'm turning up the volume, and I'm like, man, how come I'm not being able to hear anything? Like the volume is going down. So I've turned up the volume some more, and it's all the way, it's maxed up, and I'm like, damn, why is my ears popping? So I turned around and look out the window, and I saw a tree go by, and
What?
I was like, damn. Next thing you know, the alarm went off. The professor told everyone to stand in the hallway. So we had to leave what we were doing and just stand in the hallway and wait. And you had people freaking out because this is the first time any of us have been through a tornado.
Right.
And people were crying, people were worried about their kids, because their babies were at daycare and everything. So I mean,
Right.
it was interesting experience, man. Like when we walked outside after it was all over, they gave us okay. We had to wait there for like 2 hours or so. And when we walked out, man, we saw
Wow.
the trees just uprooted. We saw cars in the parking lot flipped over on their roof.
Oh, so it was a big tornado.
Yeah, man. The building that was next to me, I had some of my frat brothers. They were in that building, and they said the ceiling was like going up and down, and their professor told them to leave. And then that whole building was messed up for at least this had to be 98 because it was still messed up in 99. So yeah,
Wow.
man, it was a scary experience. So this wasn't that bad, thank God. But I lost
I
power,
ah wow.
lost the internet. Like I just got my internet back um last night, late last night. I was texting you like, man, I don't know, we're gonna record. We have to record
Right.
Thursday. And even right now, okay, I just got full bars on my computer. I didn't have full bars, and it had said poor connection, so I didn't know how strong the signal was. So
Wow.
we doing all right, man.
I have a I have a guy at my work. He just hired in with us about a year ago. But his hobby is he chases tornadoes. So like he was like they can tell like the
Yeah.
week a big tornado is going to hit somewhere because he
Hmm.
had scheduled a vacation like I don't know a couple months back, and he was going to Wisconsin or Minnesota or somewhere for some big tornado, and I'm like, man, you were crazy. What? It was
Right.
like that movie Twister. I'm like, man, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
What
I
makes you want to do that? That's not fun to me.
Man, it's not fun. And you know what? When I worked at Google, one of my clients was a person, I don't know, in one of those, Oklahoma or Texas. He had a business that took people out on tours. And you can do that like in Twister. Like you can ride along with them as they chase tornadoes. Right. That's crazy as hell. Like I would
Man,
never want to do nothing like that. You
who
know?
volunteers for that? Well, this
I
guy
don't.
obviously.
Yeah, but he was making pretty good money. He said business was
Oh,
good. Yeah, so yeah. You know what,
there's
man?
that
I,
many
for,
crazy
I
people out
forgot to
there.
tell you, Mike. I forgot to tell you. I got a car.
Oh, did you get one?
I got one, man. I got it. It'll be 2 weeks now. I went through Carvana,
Mm-hmm.
and they are not a sponsor of the show, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, I will never buy another car any other way. I don't think. It
Really?
was, it was so easy, man. It was so
I
easy.
heard it was nice.
Man, it is. And the car I got a 2018 Dodge Journey.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
they dropped off the car and they took the other car with them. They gave me $3,000 for that Equinox.
What?
Yeah, I think I got over.
Damn.
They gave me $3,000 for the Equinox, and we just used that as the down payment for the journey. Um, so yeah, man, ride smooth. You had 7 days to keep the vehicle to decide if you wanted to keep it or not. So yeah, man, it was sweet. It's pretty cool, man. I set my budget, how much I wanted to spend, and also how much I wanted to my monthly bill to be. So once I set that, it popped up a list of options of the different vehicles that I could choose from, and I found the journey, and man, it was sweet. So it
Wow.
was it was it was too easy, man. Too easy. Don't have to wait
Yep.
around, and,
That's
and
what I want.
in the yeah, man. That's the worst part about buying a car, man. Waiting around in the showroom for nothing. You just standing around waiting on your salesperson. You know,
Right.
especially in this time, man, when people are not trying to be inside too many places for too long. So it was sweet, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Good, man. That's a good experience.
Yep.
Carvana, not a sponsor of our show, but check 'em out.
I mean, if Carvana's listening, they want to be a sponsor. Come on, we have plenty of pleasant things to say about you guys. All right, let's get into The Last Dragon, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's part 2 of The Last Dragon. Okay, so when we left off, man, Leroy had just got kicked in the mouth by Sho'nuff in front of his students. That had to be, man. That really did. I couldn't imagine somebody coming into my karate school and hoeing me in front of my students like that. I mean, and honestly, man, the purpose of martial arts is self-defense.
Right.
And he did zero. Like, he should have lost all of his students. Like, they should have left him. Because obviously... right. Because what he's teaching obviously is not working. He's not going to even use it. So what's the purpose of even learning this stuff from him?
That's why I left my karate school. Rick came in beating everybody up in the tournament. I was like, fuck it. I want to roll with him. I left
all right. All right. So to start off part 2, Leroy is on the roof. He's doing a form. Now, did you peep what his brother said? So his brother leaned out the window to call him, but he didn't say Leroy. He said Reloy. So I don't know if he did that on purpose or if that's just a mis-edit.
That might be a mis-edit. I didn't even pick that up.
Yeah, watch that again. People, if y'all paying attention, rewind that back and listen. He does not say Leroy. He says Reloy. And he calls him down. And Richie is sitting at the table. Well, actually, first the phone rings. And he answers the phone. And one of his friends, they want him to meet up and come hang out with him. He says that he can't. He got to wait on Leroy to come down so they can finish breakfast. And then he sits down to eat after he hangs up the phone. His dad is trying to grasp the understanding of the contest at Seventh Heaven with Laura. And, so he's just saying, the winner of this contest gets a date. And he says, no, it's just not a date. It's an evening with Laura Charles. It's an event. So Leroy comes in for breakfast and he bows. He greets, his parents and then his sister, Lotus Blossom. Did you peep who she was?
From Cosby.
That's right. That's Rudy Huxtable. She's little.
Rudy Huxtable.
Yes. Yeah. So he calls her Lotus Blossom and he gives her some chopsticks. Now the dad calls her Sophia, and then the mom calls her Natasha.
I didn't peep that either.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So the brother even says, "I wish you guys would decide on at least one name for this poor child." It's
been 2 weeks since I've seen this.
Okay. So, I was thinking, like, I wonder if one of the names is her first name and one of her names is her middle name. Maybe. I'm just picking that up now. I never knew that, years ago. I thought about that, but it's like Avery. So imagine if my uncle calls him Richard and my aunt calls him Avery, So it could be a situation like that. So then after that, Richie is talking about how weird Leroy is. Talking about his clothes, talking about he doesn't talk to girls. He's pretty much just
dogging him.
Yeah, in front of his parents also, and then the dad interjects and says, people said the same thing about me. I was weird for opening up a pizza shop, black man with a pizza shop. And then, he says the slogan. And then the Seventh Heaven commercial comes on. Richie gets excited. He jumps up. He goes over to the TV. And then Leroy turns around. He recognizes Laura. It says that's her. And Richie tells him her name is Laura. And then Leroy says that he wants to meet her. Um, Richie gets upset. He shouldn't have been upset. If his brother is as corny as he thinks he is, he really had no reason to get upset.
He had no game.
Right, yeah, absolutely none. He didn't have any game at all.
That's the way he gets excited when you can take me to her. I was like, man, stop.
I have no idea. Like, why is he acting the way that he does? Like, he should have. I don't know, man. He almost seems like he's adopted, like he's not with that family.
I'm gonna tell you what, something though. So I watched an interview with him probably like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched this a week ago. I watched this probably last week sometime, probably like Thursday or Friday night. An interview with him.
Okay.
Like a year ago, talking about they were supposed to make a Last Dragon 2 and
Mm-hmm.
his experience with Barry and everything. He kind of talks like that, man.
That's just how he is, huh?
I mean, it was exaggerated. He was trying to be like Japanese or Chinese-ish or whatever you want to say with an accent, but he kind of talks slow like that.
Okay.
He can't be that far off, man. He was slow.
So, Richie says Laura wouldn't give him a second look. Leroy asks if Richie knows where she is, and he says, I know where she's going to be. And then he wants him to take him to her. But Richie says no. Yeah, he says, no, you're too weird. The next scene, Leroy and Richie are opening up the pizza shop. Leroy tells Richie that she may have something that he needs. Now, Richie misunderstands that. So for the rest of their conversation, Richie is thinking that, that Leroy wants to have sex. Why would Richie think that? Like, if you know your brother, you know that is probably something the farthest thing from Leroy's mind.
Right. I don't know, because Richie was a real one. I mean, that's where his head was at. Yeah, his head was just in the gutter.
Yeah, he starts insulting Leroy about sex and tells him, Leroy tells him it's about something else. Leroy should have just said, look, man, I saw her last night. She was getting jumped. I protected her. I saved her. I think I dropped something, and she might have picked it up. Boom. Now, coming from Leroy, do you think Richie would have believed that?
No.
Probably not. He probably wouldn't have. Just saying, because Richie is kind of acting like a dick, man. So I highly doubt that he probably wouldn't have believed him. But still, I would have still said it. So Richie says he doesn't know why he's getting upset. Richie still thinks Leroy is after something else. He's still talking about sex and telling them that, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any moves. There's an art to making love, and he doesn't have a paintbrush. And that's going to be another line that comes up later on. Right.
That's how confused he was.
Right.
He gets with the girl, and he's talking about his paintbrush.
Man.
With vanity.
It seems like it honestly seems like this is the first woman that Leroy has ever been attracted to. It doesn't seem, huh?
Around. He is just that awkward.
Yeah. But but to me, I'm thinking like, man, did you not go to elementary school or high school and been around attractive girls that you liked, or were you not paying attention? Were you just staring at Bruce Lee? Looking at Bruce Lee in a magazine or something.
Later on. And the way he stood there, it was like, I think this might prove my theory. Bruce Lee might have been. He attracted them. He's attracting them.
So Leroy aggressively grabs Richie's arm and says he must see her. Richie says he isn't taking Leroy anywhere. And then Leroy says, please. Richie tells him that he'll take him if he carries him on his back and raps. Okay. Now, this next scene was absolutely ridiculous. Leroy's walking down the street with Richie on his shoulders, but he's not even rapping. That is not rapping. He's just talking. He's just saying words that's not even rhyming with each other. He's just, I don't know what to say. He's just blurting blurting out words, you know.
See, I took it as he was trying to humiliate him because he knew he couldn't rap.
Yeah, man, but rapping is just rhyming. But he was not even rhyming. He was just talking. You know, I would have thought that Richie would at least explain something to him, but I don't know, man. That was horrible. And Richie agrees with me because he says, you know, just stop, put me down. This is pathetic. This is just pathetic. Leroy still wants to keep on trying, but, you know, Richie says, no, put me down. He decides to walk. I guess they turn a corner, and there's a line of people waiting to get into Seventh Heaven. They're buying tickets. Richie walks past the line, and then Leroy asks Richie, where's he going? Aren't you going to buy tickets? Richie turns around and says, of course I'm going to buy tickets. And he pulls Leroy closer and says that he never buys tickets. Richie is trying to decide how he's going to get in now because he never buys tickets. He goes over to a side door. He knocks on the door, and he's waiting on his friends to be on the other side to let him in. And then that's when Leroy figures out, oh, you're trying to sneak in without paying. And then Richie tells him to chill out. There got to be another way to get in. I'll be back. And then Richie leaves. Leroy sits down. Now, right here, do you think Richie would have came back?
No.
I don't think so either.
Richie was a dick, man.
Yeah. And he says, you know, if anybody asks, you ain't my brother.
Right.
You know. Now, while they're at the side door talking, we see Rock, one of Eddie Arcadian's guys, his main thug. We see him going through a side door. When Richie walks away, Rock comes out, and he comes out with Laura. He tells Laura there's something wrong with the sound check, and she's asking how come sound check wasn't already done. He makes up some excuse. She gets into this audio production van, and then Rocco closes the door. When the door is closed, she screams, and Rocco jumps in the passenger side. He drops his clipboard, a folder, whatever it was. Yeah. It was like kind of made out of metal or something.
Yeah.
And then they pull off, and then Leroy opens his eyes because he was meditating. Now, Leroy did not see who walked into that van. So why would he think something is going on wrong?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he jumps up and he runs to the van, and then he picks up the clipboard or folder or whatever.
Right.
And it says Eddie Arcadian. I thought that's okay. Y'all pushing it with that because he never saw Laura get in the van. He's not, unless he's planning to be a superhero and run around Harlem saving everybody. He has no reason to even do that. You know what I'm saying? Right after her. What did you think about all of that?
I just, I would say I had to watch it twice because the first time I missed it, that it said Eddie Arcadian on the legal pad or whatever you call it. That I was wondering, how did he know where the fuck she was? When
I thought that too. I thought that too.
But then on the clipboard, Eddie Arcadian. That's how he knew.
But you know what? He should have found out where Eddie's business was because we see later on Eddie has a arcade business. And we see that place later on. So he shouldn't have known exactly where Eddie's penthouse was. It's not like, think about this, Mike. It's just, this movie is 1985. There is no internet, zero. So how do you find somebody's business?
White pages.
I forgot about that. The white pages, yellow pages, right?
Mm-hmm. The phone book, man.
Maybe you're right. I guess so. If you guys are listening out there, you guys have any suggestions, let us know on the Martial Arts Internet World page. Okay. So the next scene, Laura is watching Angie's video. Angie, Eddie, Rock, and the Thugs, they're all watching this video. Eddie and Angie are singing along and dancing. They're very excited about the video. Laura looks absolutely bored. Eddie grabbed her head one time and made sure that she was watching because she stopped watching the video. And then after the video goes off, Eddie, everyone claps and Eddie says, "So are you going to play my video?" And Laura says, "No." Now, that video, we're talking about 1985. That video was no different than any of the weird videos that were out around that time.
Correct.
Like you said last week.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, exactly. That was a Cyndi Lauper video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what type of music they played on this dance show. But I would seem to think that video should have been played. Like she should have accepted it, or she could have just said, "You know what? I'll take it." She should have said anything to get out of the position that she was in.
Right.
Like,
I thought that too. Why didn't you just say, "Okay, we'll play it on the show. Call the police."
Right, because her guy JJ last week, well, in our review last week, JJ said that he could possibly get his throat slit by messing around with Eddie. So he was already nervous. So she should have already known that this dude is nuts. You know what I mean?
Playing with a full deck, right?
Right. I don't even know why Eddie just didn't offer to give her some money. Here's like that. He did. You know what? Let me be careful how I say this. I know some people who paid $50,000, yes, to MTV to play a video for an artist here in Detroit. And MTV played the video one time, Mike. One time. So they were pissed because they lost $50,000 in a duffel bag, and they gave it to MTV, the executive. Now, pay for play, of course, is illegal, supposedly, but that's how these artists get over, and that's how these production companies get over, man. If you got money, you can get your video played, you can get your record played on the radio. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, looking at this from somebody that's been in entertainment, I was thinking like, okay, Eddie, just write that check out. You know what I'm saying? And still, this is only a show, huh?
That's illegal?
Yeah, it's called payola. You can't do that. You're not supposed to be able to give any type of video show or radio money. Pay for play is illegal. You're not supposed to do that, but they do. They do.
I'd have never known. I never knew that.
Yeah, man. So when I was talking with the people who I know who gave up that money, man, they were sick. They were pissed. $50,000 and their video was only played one time. So because of that, they were a little gun shy about putting money behind other artists. They wanted to know that you had a following. They wanted to know that you had a movement going on before they came in with. And these people were rich. These are multi-million-dollar people. So to me, that $50,000 really was nothing to them. But it's just a principle. You know what I mean?
Right. One time is what upset them.
Yeah. So Laura said, now Laura did not say that she didn't like the video, because she even said, it's not that I don't like it. And she says, it's just that, and then that's when Angie kind of jumps in, and Angie interrupts and says, it's just not the right time of the night to watch it. Angie says, Laura's probably just tired. And Eddie says she's going to be dead tired if she isn't careful. That should have been a light bulb going off in her head. Hearing some shit like that, And then Eddie isn't happy. And then he says, "Okay, Rock, let's go." The Rock start moving equipment. One of the thugs grabbed her head, pushed it back. So I thought, okay, they're about to really slit her throat now.
Mm-hmm.
These guys ain't no joke. And then doing that, Angie says, you don't have to do this. And Eddie says, "Who's going to stop me?" And that's when the door gets kicked in, and Leroy is there in a ninja suit. Why is he wearing a ninja suit?
Well, if you notice, like when he goes to the final battle, he has on ninja suit, just minus the mask.
Yep. I don't even know why he has it. I mean, he's not like he wants to fight.
I went to this place one time for about 8 months, and we had a saying: when like that guy come in the block, you'd be like, "Bad motherfucker." Bruce Leroy, bad motherfucker, boy.
He came in throwing darts, hitting these guys in there. Have you ever thrown a dart? Have you ever done that?
Like, not like a martial arts dart.
I'm not talking about the game dart. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like one of those martial art or a ninja star or something like that.
I throw ninja stars and I did the blow dart.
Okay, I never done any of that. I mean, not a real ninja star. Trav used to have like fake, like foam ninja stars that you used to get at the tournaments. They used to be at the table. He used to have those. He used to throw those around, but nothing real.
Yeah. I used to throw them at my grandparents' barn. Like they had a barn. I throw them at the side of the barn, and I got in trouble.
Why you get in trouble for messing up the barn?
Yeah, man, the wood and all the paint coming off. He was pissed.
Yeah,
he didn't know what I was back there doing, and then he went around one day. And I remember I wasn't even at the farm. See, we had a thoroughbred farm, racehorses, and I was throwing at the farm. And I remember they called and was like, "Hey, you know what he's been doing back here?" I was like, "Shit." I'm throwing my ass up, man.
So, Leroy comes in. He's throwing darts. He's beating people up. He's kicking people. Somebody even had a gun. And he hook kicked them or whatever. He knocked out all these guys. Eddie was pissed. He called them bums. Leroy actually almost kicked Angie. Also, he stopped this. Yeah, right in her face, and then they introduced themselves to each other, and she fell down. And then he goes.
Explain this next part to me. How in the hell you come in the ninja outfit, don't want your identity known, and you a bad motherfucker, and Eddie takes your mask off?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, and then Leroy says, "Hot head deserves cool water," and he takes Eddie and takes him over to the tank and dumps him head first into your piranha tank. I don't know, man. It has to be more than one piranha in there. And why is it green? Like, are they not cleaning it? Or I don't know, man. Face first into the tank. Leroy and Laura leave. Angie tries to console Eddie. He's just pissed. He's yelling at her. He tells Rock to get that damn tank out of there. So I guess he's had it with that tank. All right. Next scene. Leroy and Laura, they arrive at Laura's apartment. This is another scene. I was just shaking my head at Leroy, man. Like, this guy.
It would have went down different.
When anybody else except for Leroy.
Let it be Mike Leroy, boy. Vanity. Come on, man.
So, Laura and Leroy arrive at Laura's apartment. Laura is shocked by everything that she just saw, and she's impressed also because during the fight, we caught a couple glimpses of her seeing Leroy, especially when his mask came off, and then she smiled. Yeah. She was turned on. She asked Leroy, who is he? And then he introduces himself. And then he starts to describe the medallion that he's looking for, that he lost. And then she says that thing that looks like a belt buckle. Once again, that comes up again later on toward the end of the movie. She has it, and she said she'll be right back. So she goes to the back to get it, and Leroy she doesn't want him to disappear. He's ecstatic. He's looking so damn goofy, man, walking around the apartment, looking up at the sky. I couldn't tell if he wanted to dance or hug himself. Like, I don't know what he was doing, And then Laura returns with it, and then she places it around his neck so he won't lose it again. And Laura's sitting on the couch flirting with Leroy, but he's just not getting it. It's not connecting in his brain. And then he jumps up. He says something that I don't even understand what he said. It was some mumbo jumbo something. Laura's looking stunned and confused. And Leroy says he has to go. And he stumbles out and he exits. I don't know, man. How old do you think Leroy is? I was thinking maybe 21 or 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, he clearly is not in high school. He doesn't look like he's in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own business.
He's 21.
Yeah, man. Man, like that's on his daddy. That's on his daddy. Like he has no game at all. Like think about it, man. Think about it. Like he had a good 9 years of being, if he's 21 or 22, and if Richie is 13 or so. Richie, so he had a good 8 years. It's just him and his parents. So even still, by the time he was 16, if he was 16, Richie might have been 8. Like his dad didn't talk to him about girls. Like obviously Richie wasn't going to be hoeing him at that age just yet. You know, like nobody. He didn't have no uncles, no cousins, nobody to talk to him about girls or want to date. Just, I mean, come on, like he had to reach puberty. Like what did Leroy do when he hit puberty?
Right. No one talked to him at all.
No, zero.
He never got the birds and the bees taught.
Nah, and you know what, man? I don't even think even his instructor should have thought something. Mr. Miyagi encouraged Daniel to go out on dates.
Don't leave girls waiting, Daniel.
Yeah, you know, but this guy, Leroy is something else, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next thing, Leroy is walking around looking for some dumb boy. We see 3 Chinese guys singing and dancing in front of the fortune cookie place. And then Leroy approaches. They ask him, what is he looking for? Actually, you know what, man? That's pretty funny. That scene of them dancing and singing. Now, of course, they were lip singing, but that's one of my favorite parts of the movie, man, because they look really, really goofy. And I enjoyed them looking goofy. It was pretty funny, you know. They asked Leroy, what is he looking for? And he says he's looking for the master. And they said, there's no master here. They have to be confused. Like, what the hell is this guy's problem? Number one, he looks weird. Like he's dressing in a way that we don't even dress. You know, you know, he got his wicker hat back out. He has that on. He's not even wearing it on top of his head like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. he got it on the back of his head like some old woman in church. Man, it irks me every time I see him walking around like that, man. I just want to grab him like, get your ass over here and pull that damn hat down on his head the right way, you know.
In the front row with the hats out.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, except for their hat's not made out of wicker. You know, this guy got a wicker hat on. You know,
you're going to hell.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. That's what I thought of when I seen this guy. Mike is dying. I think I just killed Mike, guys. I think I just killed him in that one. He laughing hard.
Light blue and the orange. Sure. Oh shit.
So, you know, he tells them that Leroy says that is this the fortune cookie place? Some gum doy. And then they tell him the master is doing his wisdom thing. Leroy says that he's only seeking wisdom from the master. Like, this whole conversation was weird, man. This whole damn conversation was weird as hell. Like, those guys have to say, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, is he mentally challenged or something? You know, that's what I would have thought. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have thought. I would have thought that Leroy is mentally challenged, you know.
Right, especially dressed like that.
And dressed like that, the way he's talking, that damn hat again, you know, I would have been like, you know, what the hell? You know, because these guys look like B-boys. They look like B-boys in the 80s. They look like break dancers, you know. They most definitely look very, very New York for the 80s, you know. Mm-hmm. And then, once again, Leroy begs to see the master. They tell him to take a hike. You don't know how to get down. You're too square. I don't know why they started dogging him like that, but you know, they let him have it, just like Richie let him have it. They tell him to leave in different languages. They tell him to leave. And then they go inside and close the door, and he's just left outside standing there looking goofy. Here we go. Next scene after that, sure enough, he's at the pizza shop looking for Leroy. He asked for Leroy Green, and the father says, "I'm Leroy Green."
I'm Leroy Green.
Who are you? I would have been the same way. And then, you know what? Sure enough got some problems too, because he's walking around in his costume too. That's not even a marksman. That's not even a uniform I would even see at a tournament or training or nothing.
Sweet though.
I wouldn't wear
later on he has like the Road Warrior hawking animal shoulder pads and shit.
Yeah.
I'm watch that right now.
Yeah. Why don't you do that for Halloween, Mike? Why don't you be showing up for Halloween?
I will. with the Kango. With the Kango.
So, Shonuff says the Leroy Green he's looking for is a skinny little punk who claims to be a kung fu master. The father says, "Oh, Junior," and of course they all laugh. Yeah, they all laugh about that part. Shonuff asks, "Where was he?" The dad said he didn't know and he wasn't sure if he would tell him if he did. And Shonuff got pissed and grabbed the dad, and the mama came right behind him. Mama was ready to fight. And we see that a few times.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Had the dad not got smart with Shonuff, do you think he would have really started messing up the place?
Yes.
Because I think Shonuff was cool until the dad, because he was kind of like, "Oh, you went."
No, I think he did that to send a message to Leroy. He wanted Leroy to know that
he was there.
I was there, man. And look what I did. He was trying to get under his skin, and it should have worked. We really don't know if it worked or not because we never get that confirmation. But after so once Shonuff found after the dad said what he said, Shonuff decided to destroy the pizza place. Started breaking up tables, breaking up the wall. The mama was getting pissed. She's throwing dough at the guys, slapping them in the face with dough, throwing it, hitting them right in the face. Beast wasn't having that. Beast wanted to get at the mama, and she wasn't backing down. She wanted to get with Beast too, that would have been ugly. And then Richie,
you gotta love his heart.
He steps
up. Shows heart.
He did
heart all movies.
You know what, man? And then he is grabbed by Shonuff and taken and thrown in a garbage can. That right there is one of that. I think that might be my favorite part of the movie. You know why? Because my brother does that to people. Travis throws people in the garbage, and I'm assuming it's from this movie that he's seen in this movie. He's done it twice to family members, to cousins of mine, and actually he's done them on Christmas also. Each time he's done it, it's been on Christmas, right? My cousin, she wanted to. Travis had a cane one Christmas, a pimp cane. Yes, Travis had a pimp cane. My cousin wanted to see it, and she's playing with it. Travis told her to put it down. She kept playing with it, and she eventually broke it. He was pissed, so he grabbed her and he turned her upside down and dumped her in the garbage can, just like how Richie was. Exactly like Richie was.
What?
Few years later, man, he does it to another cousin. Now, this cousin, at the time, my grandmother was getting older. So, we all knew, like, okay, my pearl she's not going to be around forever. So Travis was living in DC. I'm assuming he was living in DC. I think he was living in DC.
Well, this ain't that long ago.
No, well, Travis has been in Atlanta for about 4 years now.
10 years ago.
Yes, actually 9. I know for a fact it was 9 years to be because I have the video. The video is on YouTube, and I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send you the video, Mike. It's on YouTube. I'm going to send it to you.
Somebody in the garbage?
Yes. So listen, so Trav had been saying like, Janelle, you still there with um my pearl, learn how to make the rolls that she makes, and my cousin didn't want to do it. So Travis kept telling her, and then she started talking back to Travis. She's talking back, just talking smack, talking smack. Travis like, you better stop it. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna do something to you. She's still running her mouth, still talking. Travis said, okay. So when he came home, that's what he did. He walked in the house. He looked for me. He gave me the camera and said he told me what he was gonna do. He grabbed her off the couch and took her into the kitchen and dumped her head first into the garbage can. And I got the video, and I'm gonna send it to you, Mike. I'm gonna send it to you. Matter of fact, for everybody in the main clique, our main clique, I'm gonna send it to you guys also. So y'all can have a good laugh. It's funny. It's funny as hell to see her legs. She was looking just like Richie was looking, turned upside down. You just see her legs in the garbage can. So wow. I'm gonna send that to you, man. All right. So Richie is turned upside down in the garbage can. Show enough goes over to the Greens and he tells them to tell Leroy to name the place because now he has to fight. So he said, like, look, I just came in and destroyed your family's restaurant. I know you're gonna fight me now. I know I pissed you off now. Show enough in this game are leaving, and Leroy is approaching. He's crossing the street. Leroy runs into the pizza shop, and he enters and he sees all the damage. And then Richie decides to voice his opinion. He pissed me off. He was talking mess.
I know, but why? He was right though. Why do all this stuff if you ain't gonna use it?
It just pissed me off because this is the little brother talking shit to me.
I don't have no brothers.
So. Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man. But Richie, like you said, Richie was right. He's doing all this training. He's doing everything that he's done, and he doesn't defend himself. But he threw garbage at him like spaghetti or something, man. Like I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that.
Well, no, right.
And then Leroy starts tearing up. He starts crying. Like, I'm like, come on, man. You can't go out like that. Come on. You can't cry. Your little brother made you cry? They never made you cry. Like, come on, nah. That's crazy. So anyway, the next scene. Leroy is pissed. He's training. He's punching his bag. He's thinking about Richie's words, and he's hitting the bag even harder. And at the same time, he's saying his student creed that, what his school says before they start training. And then he begins to meditate. And then Laura walks in, and she's trying to figure out if this is a good time to speak. She wants to talk to Leroy. But Leroy is kind of meditating. He's just pretty much blowing her off. Leroy should have been curious as to why she was there. At first, when he first saw her, he didn't know if she was there for lessons. She could have been looking to, sign up for his class. I got a attempted abduction and then an actual abduction. So, he should have been thinking like, oh, this could be a potential new student for me. But he kind of blows her off, and he's not answering her, and then she's being friendly. She said that she thinks it would be a good idea if she had a bodyguard because of all the things that's been going on with her. She says that she wants her own kung fu master, and then Leroy says, "I am no master." That's important, also for later in the movie. Now she's being very flirtatious with him, and Leroy is not paying her any attention. And then she asks him to be her bodyguard, but he declines. He says there's much for him to do. And then that's when Johnny comes in, and Johnny is acting crazy. He's acting awkward. She asks Leroy again in case he changes his mind. Leroy says that he can't. Johnny introduces himself, and then Laura, she leaves. What did you think about that scene, Mike?
Well, I mean, I would have been their bodyguard, and then first off, I try to get. See, you totally business. I'm not. You try to talk about that. I'm
That's what I
still in
would have
love
thought.
with her.
I mean, he should have.
She's coming to my karate school. Come on, man.
Like he didn't even wonder like, how did you find my school or anything? How did she find her school? Like all she knew was his name was Leroy. That's all she's known.
Yeah, Leroy's karate school, kung fu school, Harlem. Like Harlem, it's kind of like Detroit, maybe. I've never been to Harlem, to be honest with you. But
I haven't either.
Everybody knows everybody. Let's be honest. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, but
especially
Detroit is
like a martial arts world.
Yeah, but I mean, it's big. But if I save some club owner somewhere, and then she goes looking for, I don't know. It's social media now. It's a little bit different. So I guess you can find me online now.
Think about like in '86 when this movie was filmed or released. You go into karate school in Detroit, and somebody's looking for like Willie Adams School or Rick School. They go, oh, well, that's down this way.
But you know what?
Here.
But they're going to say the last names also. Like when somebody says Willie Adams, they're going to say Willie Adams, and you're going to know, okay, well, that's in Southfield. You know, that's on Southfield Road and 12 Mile. You know, Richard Plowden. People are going to know how to get to my uncle's school. But she didn't know his name when he introduced himself. I think he just said Leroy, didn't he? Or did he say Leroy Green?
Yeah, you're trying to be. You're trying to be. They know Leroy, the kung fu guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows where Leroy School is at, man.
I guess so, man. I guess you're right. I guess. I don't know. All right, that's cool, man. So,
like, they didn't know Delford Fort's name. They just knew the Yellow Tiger Karate School on Michigan. Same type of thing.
Yeah. And the last scene we're gonna do for the night, man. So Rock is at a table. I'm sorry, what was that? You kind of broke up on me. I didn't hear you.
You broke up.
Oh man, you broke up on my end. All right. So Rock is interviewing fighters at Eddie's Arcade now. Oh, let me go back real quick. So did you notice that when Show Enough was in the pizza shop, he kicked that machine that was playing the video of Angie? Did you pay attention to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I saw
that let me know that Eddie has some money. Like imagine like putting your own video jukebox in a bunch of different businesses. Like he could have asked. He didn't need to have her video shown on Laura's show, really.
That's just another avenue he wanted to entertain, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been good exposure, you know, but it doesn't seem like, you know, it was like detrimental, in my opinion, you know. So Eddie is I'm sorry, Rock is at Eddie's it looked like a big arcade place. That's what it looked like. And I saw more machines behind Rock that had the video playing. You know, so it looks like Eddie is making some good money, you know? Mm-hmm. And we don't know why they're taking these applications. We just see different fighters coming to them, giving applications, and Rock is talking to them, you know? And then that's it for this week for The Last Dragon. That's it for part 2. What'd you think, man?
I mean, I like it still, even though it's cornier now. I like it, man. I like, you know, the LeBar, the soundtrack's hype.
Yeah. You know what, man? I didn't even get a chance to listen to those guys' podcasts. So just so happened I saw on Facebook that somebody else has a podcast. A couple other guys have a podcast, and they were going to debate on their podcast who had the better soundtrack, The Karate Kid or The Last Dragon. I want to listen to it to see what they thought.
Man.
All right, man. Let me see. Let's see what movie is going to win, Mike. What do you think it is? Our poll.
Red Belt.
Red Belt was down last time I checked, man.
No, it ain't Red Belt.
Let me see here. Let me pull this up. Where is it? I'm looking at my phone, people. I'm looking for the websites. Here we go. Let me update it. I didn't know, man. I didn't know if you were going to send a bunch of people to vote for Red Belt.
All right. Our loyal listeners decide, man. I was going to taint the data.
Well, I hope you're happy, Mike, because with 46.67% of the vote, the winner is Rumble in the Bronx.
It's not bad.
What'd you say?
I'm all right with it.
Okay. I was actually rooting for Romeo Must Die, man. That was in second, and then Red Belt is in third place. But we'll put those other two on another poll another time. So it looks like we're watching Rumble in the Bronx. You know what, man? I saw that movie a long time ago when it first came out. I really don't know a lot about what was going on in the movie. I hope I enjoy it. You think I'm going to enjoy it, Mike?
I really forget, man.
Yeah. So
I
on
just
next...
remember I didn't like
it. You know what, man? I don't know, man. Your thoughts might change a little bit, man. It might change because only reason I say that is because I've been watching a lot of movies, a lot of old movies, man. And a couple of weeks ago, I watched Total Recall.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't
like
seen
Total Recall, though.
I did too, but I hadn't seen it in a while. And when you see these movies, these different movies as an adult, you see them with different eyes, and you're understanding them a little bit differently, and you're paying attention to different things that you probably didn't pay attention to, especially if you only saw the movie early in the 90s when it came out or early in the 80s, you know. So your understanding of different things are a little bit different than what you're used to. So, you know, I saw it. I actually liked the movie. I always liked Total Recall from what I remember. And after I saw it, I liked it even more now because I could understand it a little bit better now. You know what I mean? So, Rumble in the Bronx. So, next week, we're going to have a review for the first half of Rumble in the Bronx. And we're going to wrap up The Last Dragon. It's really not going to be a whole lot to talk about. I mean, there are going to be things to talk about, but there's a lot of fighting in the third part of this movie. Mm-hmm. So it should be pretty good, man. Did you watch any of the UFC?
Oh, which one?
It happened Saturday. I didn't even know about one. I thought it was Saturday. I thought they had an event Saturday. It was during the week.
The paper you talking about? They had one during the week, and then you talking about the Masvidal?
No. We talked about that one. No, there was another one last week. I didn't watch it. I looked at the card, man, and I was like, I absolutely don't feel like sitting here watching this. And it's nobody on here I know, you know. So I really didn't, you know, want to sit there and watch.
Last year I watched was the paper.
Okay. Another thing I did over the weekend, man, I tried to get Champ. I did. I introduced him to the Ninja Turtles. So
did you?
So we watched the animated movie that came out around 2006 or 2007. Mm-hmm. We watched that one, and then we watched the original movie from 1990. Yeah. So, you know, he was asking me about all the different turtles and their names and trying to figure out.
What do you like better?
Well, his favorite color is blue. So Leonardo is his favorite. So I said, okay, cool. That's no problem. So
that's cool.
It was cool to introduce him to the Turtles, man. Especially since, we grew up on the Turtles also, So
right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Oh, that's it. That's all I got for this.
Which film did he like better? Did he like the original version or the animated one better?
He liked the anime. Actually, what I should have done, we watched them back to back. What I should have did was just had him watch the animated one. Because after the animated went off, he liked it, and then he started getting up and getting his toys and playing with his toys and coming back and watching the first one. So he still liked it, but he just wasn't as focused as he's 7.
Oh yeah, he's animated, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to.
I like the animated. Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to do that so I can get him back focused on martial arts. You know what I'm saying? So I figured I'm gonna use the Turtles to help bring him back in and get him back stuck on karate. You know what I mean? So I really want. I don't want to just say, "Come on, champ."
It's a good thing we're doing this. Good thing we're doing this because you won't show him. You won't show him Return of the Dragon. You won't show him none of the shitty movies that we've reviewed. So it's a good thing we're doing this, man. If anything else, this is Save Champ's movie.
You know what, man? What he might end up doing is, I'm quite sure as he gets older, he's probably going to watch Fearless Tiger because his uncle is in the movie.
Right.
So I'm quite sure he's probably going to eventually watch that movie.
Then he's going to be like, ooh, wee.
Oh, man. So that's it, man. That's all I got, man. Like I said, people, we're going to review the third part of The Last Dragon next week. We're going to wrap that movie up, and then we're also going to review the first half of Rumble in the Bronx, and I'm just praying that this movie is good, man. Hey, did you see the announcement that Cobra Kai is going to start on Netflix on August 28th for the first 2 seasons? They're going to start playing them.
No.
Yeah. So I'm assuming sometime in September they're going to release the 3rd season because it's been done, and they're leaving from YouTube and going to Netflix for the 3rd season and hopefully going forward. So hopefully we get the 3rd season pretty soon. At least a trailer or something. I've been waiting on this season since April and May. So, all right. Well, all right, everybody, that is it. I really hope that this recording came out all right. Because Mike, you sound real choppy to me tonight, man. I don't know if it's because of my internet or what's going on, man.
Yeah, you're real choppy, and then you slow down like a robot.
Oh, man. You know what, man? If this doesn't sound good, I'm going to have to try to listen to it. If it don't sound good, we'll have to record it again, man. All right. So I'm about to stop the recording. Everyone, you guys have a good week. Stay safe, stay strong. For everyone that's members of the Martial Arts Center Network. For our producer Travis Plowden, me and Mike, we will see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.